Please be seated. Chancellor, graduates, guests and members of the university community, good afternoon and welcome. I'm Bill Patterson, University Secretary and Director of Governance Support. Graduations are one of the university's most important events. This year, the university will hold 42 ceremonies, both in Sydney and in Shanghai. On occasion, the university seeks to honour individuals who have made extraordinary impacts upon society through the contributions they have made to the university. Today, the university will bestow an honorary award upon an outstanding member of our community. I would like to introduce to you the official party who are here on stage. Seated at the centre of the stage is Ms. Catherine Livingstone, AC, Chancellor of the University, who will preside over this ceremony. The Chancellor is joined today by Professor Andrew Parfitt, Vice-Chancellor and President, Dr. Kate Grenville, AO, who will be awarded a Doctor of Letters honoris causa and also deliver the occasional address, Professor Alan Davison, Dean of the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences, who will be presenting graduates. The other people seated on stage are Professor Isabella Alexander and Dr. Patrick Tooth, members of the UTS Council, Professor Tony Dooley, Chair of the Academic Board, professors, academics and professional staff from faculties and institutes who have played such a large part in the success of today's graduates. It now gives me great pleasure to invite Ms. Catherine Livingstone, AC, our Chancellor, to formally open proceedings.
In the name of the Council, I declare this congregation of the University of Technology Sydney duly assembled. And on behalf of the University of Technology Sydney, and before we begin proceedings, and on behalf of all of those present, I would like to acknowledge and pay our respects to the traditional owners of the land on which we meet, the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation. It's upon their ancestral lands that UTS stands. Similarly, I'd like to pay our respects to their elders, both past and present, acknowledging them as the traditional custodians of knowledge for this place. In this graduation ceremony, we will celebrate the conferral of awards upon graduates from the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences. Today's ceremony marks a great achievement for the graduates and recognises the support they have received from family and friends, many of whom are with us here today. So we warmly welcome you as together we celebrate the achievements of the graduates. I'll now ask Professor Andrew Parfitt, Vice-Chancellor and President, to present a candidate for the Doctor of Laws honoris causa.
Chancellor, the Council of the University has established the award of Doctor of Letters honoris causa to be made to persons who, in its opinion, have made an outstanding contribution to professional practice in a discipline of interest to the University. Chancellor, I present to you Dr. Kate Grenville, AO. Dr. Kate Grenville, AO, is a highly decorated author whose writing tackles critical themes such as social justice, the place of women, and colonialism. Growing up in Sydney, Dr. Grenville completed a Bachelor of Arts Honours degree at the University of Sydney. Her first job was editing documentary films at Film Australia. She went on to travel around Europe and the United States, working and studying, including earning a master's degree in creative writing at the University of Colorado. In 2000, Dr. Grenville was writer-in-residence in UTS's Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences. In 2006, she was awarded a Doctorate of Creative Arts from UTS under the guidance of Dr. Glenda Adams and Dr. Paula Hamilton. Her thesis was an early version of her much-loved novel, The Secret River, along with an exegesis exploring ways historical research can inform works of fiction. The Secret River won a number of prestigious awards, including the Commonwealth Writers' Prize and the New South Wales Premier's Literary Awards Christina Stead Prize for Fiction. It was also shortlisted for the 2006 Booker Prize and the Miles Franklin Literary Award. Her other awards include the Australian Vogel Prize for her first novel, Lillian's Story, the Victorian Premier's Literary Award for Dark Places, the State Library of New South Wales Award, the Australian Book Industry Prize and the Women's Prize for Fiction for The Idea of Perfection. Over her distinguished career, Dr. Grenville has published 16 books. Her 9 novels have been internationally acclaimed and have been translated into many languages. They're studied in school curricula and have been adapted for television, film, and the stage. Her books about the writing process are used in creative writing courses in schools and universities across Australia. Her non-fiction books include works of biography and memoir, which publish innovatively at the boundaries of the forms. She's also written a book of popular science, The Case Against Fragrances. Her fiction is often informed by historical research with the aim of bringing important historical understandings to readers in an accessible way. Dr. Grenville uses her books to explore how events in the past shape the issues we face today, especially the legacy of colonialism. Her work is also concerned to reclaim the stories of the women of the past, whose lives were often unrecorded and forgotten. Dr. Grenville's artistic and cultural contributions have been recognised through various awards, including the Australia Council's Award for Lifetime Achievement in Literature in 2017. She was made an Officer of the Order of Australia in 2018 for distinguished service to the literary arts, to the higher education sector, to professional societies, and as an advocate for the publishing industry. Dr. Grenville continues to inspire a new generation of creative professionals through her outstanding work in creative writing. It is a great privilege for the University of Technology, Sydney to confer Dr. Kate Grenville a Doctor of Letters honoris causa in recognition of her significant contributions to Australian literature and to UTS. Chancellor, in recognition of her distinguished contribution, I ask you to admit Dr. Kate Grenville AO to the degree of Doctor of Letters honoris causa.
So by the authority vested in me by the Council of the University of Technology, Sydney, I admit Dr. Kate Grenville AO to the degree of Doctor of Letters honoris causa. I now invite Professor Alan Davison, Dean of the Faculty of Arts, to present graduates.
Chancellor, I invite graduates in the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences to stand. Chancellor, the UTS Council has resolved that candidates recommended to it by the Faculty Board in Arts and Social Sciences as eligible for awards have completed all requirements of a course of study approved by the Board and has conferred these awards upon them. Chancellor, I now present those graduates from the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences who are here before you to acknowledge the awards for which they have qualified.
So on behalf of the Council of the University of Technology, Sydney, I congratulate graduates on their achievements in obtaining the awards for which they have now qualified. So well done, huge congratulations.
Graduates, please be seated. Chancellor, the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences aspires to excellence in both fundamental and user-focused research. We aim for rigour, originality and significance, encouraging our students to work with outside organisations to address their challenges and to explore opportunities. The result is innovative, useful research with impact for our communities and stakeholders. Chancellor, I present to you graduates receiving a research degree. The following students have graduated with the Doctor of Creative Arts. Liam Francis Brannigan for a thesis entitled An Indefinite Life 360 Degree Filmmaking. Where do we look next? Reimagining the cinematic virtual reality space. Supported by a supervisory panel that included Principal Supervisor, Associate Professor Alex Munt, and Co-Supervisor Dr. Gregory Ferris. Chancellor, I present to you Dr. Liam Francis Brannigan. Emma Glendenning-Wise for a thesis entitled The Art of Dwelling, Making with the Material of Lived-in Places, supported by a supervisory panel that included Principal Supervisor Dr. Greg Ferris and Co-Supervisor Professor Rachel Landers. Chancellor, I present to you Dr. Emma Glendenning-Wise. Doctor of Philosophy, Clarice Marie Buckless, for a thesis entitled Social Media, Marginalised Identity and Liminal Publics, supported by a supervisory panel that included Principal Supervisor Associate Professor Susie Camus and Co-Supervisor Professor Mark Evans. Chancellor, I present to you Dr. Clarice Marie Buckless. Nicole Sandring-Gouge, for a thesis entitled The Kanak Independence Movement and the Global Energy Transition, Nickel Mining, Decolonisation and Climate Justice in New Caledonia, supported by a supervisory panel that included Principal Supervisor Dr. Jeremy Walker and Co-Supervisor Professor James Goodman. Chancellor, I present to you Dr. Nicole Sandring-Gouge. Gail Susan Priest, for a thesis entitled Languages of Listening, How Digitally Mediated Fictocritical Strategies Can Enrich Sonic Art-Focused Sound Studies, supported by a supervisory panel that included Principal Supervisor Dr. Bettina Frankham and Co-Supervisor Dr. Ian Stevenson. Chancellor, I present to you Dr. Gail Susan Priest. Rachel Leah Walls, for a thesis entitled Fairy Dust, Floating Fists and Graphic Choreographies, Abstract Animation's Impact Upon Modern Screen Language, supported by a supervisory panel that included Principal Supervisor Dr. Greg Ferris and Co-Supervisor Dr. Bettina Frankham. Chancellor, I present to you Dr. Rachel Leah Walls. Chancellor, we now present to you our coursework graduates receiving awards today.
The following students have graduated with the Master of Advanced Journalism, James Murray. Prudence Jane Tian. Master of Arts in Creative Writing, Louisa Ali. Karis Bizaka. Zoe Lee Dixon. Lucy Michaela Hayward. Shariza Kelly. David Grant Marshbanks. Graduate Diploma in Creative Writing, Master of Arts in Creative Writing, Susanna Catherine Smith. Graduate Certificate in Editing and Publishing, Master of Arts in Creative Writing, Rochelle Deralis Pickles. Master of Media Practice and Industry, Sophie Margaret Ann Beeler. Chan Ho Chow. Victoria Ann Margaret Devine. Ha Tu Nguyen. Chris Riley. William James Russell. Patricia Sidney. Donna Jen Soriano Uson. Xin Yu Yang. Lu Yin. Bachelor of Communication, Media Arts and Production, Master of Media Practice and Industry, Angel Cha Earn Lee. Master of Education, Learning and Leadership, Katrina Marie Corcoran. Master of TESOL and Applied Linguistics Extension, Panali Ponponwat. Graduate Diploma in Creative Writing, Tara Eliza Berg. Abigail Bryan. Bachelor of Communication, Creative Writing, Bachelor of Arts in International Studies, Susanna Louisa Murdoch. Bachelor of Communication, Digital and Social Media, Bachelor of International Studies, Brianna Lee Lynn Martin. Bachelor of Communication, Media Arts and Production, Bachelor of Arts in International Studies, Ava Bell Roberts-Timms. Bachelor of Communication, Media Arts and Production, Bachelor of International Studies, Nguyen Tra Mi Mai. Bachelor of Music and Sound Design, Bachelor of Arts in International Studies, Karen Finn. Bachelor of Communication, Creative Writing, Orla Kathleen Billing. Sofia Blagojevic. Meg Jane Bodziski. Nicholas James Darrell Bright. Adam John Joseph Wera. Joseph Allen Hathaway Wilson. Liam Lee Seisland. Adam Richard. Dylan Sampson. Yuan Wang. Bachelor of Communication, Digital and Social Media, Sophie Akari. Isabella Eden Anastovsky. Nina Naomi Bachmeyer Brown. Meg Lucy Burton. Ann Chi Chen. Bo Shi Chen. Juin Tao Chen. Xin Yao Chi. Stephen Curtin. Sophie Day. Hui Lin Ding. Kai Xuan Feng. Yin Chuan Feng. Daniel Kenneth Gort. Anna Elizabeth Gidley King. Portia Elizabeth Goodman. Tia Anna Gottison. Jordan Storm Hahn. Talia Caroline Hill. Sophia Ignacio. Jade Jackson. Lucinda Claire Josue. Adelina Pratica Corson. Logan Cospetas. Priscilla Lee. Xiao Yu Li. Yiwei Li. In Liao. Lu Jiazi. Amelia McMahon. Sophia Mualo. Min Ngan Jiang Nguyen. Tandia Jane Olson. Timothy Pilton. Molly Ann Pringle. Po Luen Chu. Ramsey Robertson Kirkwood. Emma Cornish Robson. Zhi Rui Shang. Dara Savan Sisavong. Hayley Marie Soriano. Georgia Stanley. Kelsey Rose Stevens. Gabriella Turco. Ruo Nan Wang. Rose Alice Williams. Werina Winardi. Annabelle Yu. Song Xian Zhou. Chu Yang Zuo. Bachelor of Communication, Journalism, Zhuo Cao. Bachelor of Communication, Media Arts and Production, Diploma in Innovation, Max William Facibeni. Vanessa Chi Chi Lam. Bachelor of Communication, Media Arts and Production, Regina Daniela Anzwar. Ruby Blanche Burgess Hall. Kobe Caraballo. Luis Antonio Soriano Cervantes. Miles Hayden Ngo Chua. Carolina Di Martino Quirino. Shay Monica Donahue. Michael Dunn. Lillian Eileen Dunphy. Cora Fortune. Chloe Jerry. Shayna Gross. Ella Charlotte Grubert. Joshua Joseph Haddad. Xiao Luen Han. Natasha Ho. Elodie Jakes. Natalie Kalava. Jonathan Khalil. Tristan Labroski. Shangshu Li. Siyi Liu. Tommy Lu. Ruby Jean Mayer. Jinglin Miao. Liana Micheski. Nabila Parsons. Lara Richards. Samara Kate Robertson. Isabella Mary Rosa. Daniela Marie Rose. Max London Shepherd. Madeline Claire Slevin. Emma Valerie Sustad. Juliette Marguerite Taylor. Sarah Alice Thompson. Michelle van Malikom. Jia Yi Wang. Xue Jun Wei. Ziqi Wen. Alex Wiley. Yuning Ye. Lu Zhang. Victoria Zhu. Bachelor of Communication, Public Communication, Hugo Patton. Erica Joy Song Bilai. Bachelor of Communication, Social and Political Sciences, Angelica Leah Holmes. Bachelor of Communication, Strategic Communication, Neve Ann Rivers. Bachelor of Communication, Writing and Publishing, Jessica Best. Olivia Ann Costa. Imogen Grace O'Keefe. Bachelor of Music and Sound Design, Oliver Chris Atkins. Harrison John Barwell. Ramon Gregory Bryant. Ashley Lillian Dawes. Giacomo Richard Degotardi. Kobe Mina Mutu Kaireroa. Manon Alice Lee. Sophia Ye Luo. Lachlan Purvis. Eldon Q. Puyat. David Ross. Hugo Rupert Patrick Sack. Orlando Sargard. Isabel Ingrid Worley. Bachelor of Communication, Social and Political Sciences, Michelle Narkley.
Chancellor, this concludes the presentation of graduates from the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences.
So, on behalf of UTS, I'd like again to say a huge congratulations to all of our new graduates, but just as importantly, to your family and friends who've no doubt given you a great deal of support, love and understanding during your studies. Finishing a degree or a diploma is a major milestone, and we don't underestimate the hard work, the sacrifices and all of the effort that you've put into achieving this goal. So you should be very proud of yourselves, because your university is certainly extremely proud of you. Now, your graduation is one of the most important moments in your life, and it brings with it opportunities and challenges. Now, the opportunities for UTS graduates have never been greater, because you are held in very high esteem by employers, not just because of the quality of the education that you've received here, but also because of its very practical nature. Conversely, the challenges in the workplace have never been greater. Scrutiny and the expectations of society are already high and continue to grow. So I would urge you in this context to, at all times, maintain the highest level of personal and professional integrity. There is nothing more important than your own integrity. So confront with courage the inevitable ethical dilemmas, because they will arise. And just remember the caution that the behaviour you walk past is the behaviour you condone. But beyond the opportunities and challenges, I think a graduation signifies that you have gained new knowledge. So use it wisely and use it responsibly. Be seen to give and contribute, not to take. And I say this particularly because you're graduates of a University of Technology, and we all know that technology can be a real force for good, but there are instances where there are unintended consequences, and even more worrying, where the consequences of technology and the uses of it are deliberately not benign. And this is a real issue for us in society at the moment, as you'd know from all of the commentary. So there will be times when knowledge alone is not enough, and you'll be called upon to make judgments where the answer is not clear. Now, judgment comes from building reserves, and reserves from experience, and particularly experience of making mistakes. So please don't regard mistakes as a negative. You can always recover from them, but they actually do provide the best learning, and it's that learning which will build your reserves of judgment. So my challenge to you all here today is to turn off the laptop, turn off the iPhone, and just think. Think about the questions you need to ask, think about the answers you receive, and then think about the judgments that you are being called upon to make. And I can't stress how important it is to take the time to think. We know society and the environment is becoming increasingly complex. We can either be overwhelmed by that complexity, or we can think our way through it. So please think, and particularly think about those unintended consequences. Everyone can predict what they're trying to do, but they don't often think about what could go wrong. And that's a real career skill, because preempting the things that can go wrong makes sure that more goes right. We hope, of course, that your relationship with UTS doesn't end here today. Your careers will take many different paths, many different dimensions and different geographies. But one thing we do know is that you will need, as we all do, lifelong learning support. And your university is very much thinking about the way it can support you, our alumni, in your lifelong learning needs. So we do welcome you now into the global UTS alumni community, and it is truly global. So stay involved and stay in touch. And remember, the UTS Alumni Office is your lifelong connection to UTS. So may I congratulate you all again and wish you every success in applying the skills and the knowledge that you have gained in our world-class institution. So huge congratulations again. So it now gives me great pleasure to invite Dr. Kate Granville, AO, to deliver the occasional address this afternoon. Kate.
Paper, that's not a sound we hear a lot these days, is it? Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, members of the faculty, Faculty Dean, staff, distinguished guests, graduates, families and friends. The first thing is to repeat my congratulations to those of you who are sitting there in hats almost as funny as my own. A few years ago you decided to do this thing of getting a degree, and here you are holding the proof of that mighty achievement in your hand. That is a brilliant achievement, and I salute you all for it. In America, as you probably know, these events aren't called graduation, but commencement. And of course, this is a beginning. Still, before you think about what comes next, which is probably a bit of a blank for many of you, this is the moment to bask a little. Enjoy the warm glow. You deserve it. Please, each of you turn to the person next to you and congratulate them. The first time I was at a graduation ceremony was my own in 1972. That does date me. If I told you we wrote on papyrus scrolls, you'd probably believe me. I was much too nervous to enjoy the event. The gown kept slipping off my shoulders, the hood thing was strangling me, and the mortarboard was not made for hair like mine. I got myself into such a state that I was convinced I was going to trip as I went up onto the stage. There were a couple of steps, and then you met the terribly important people. And I was going to completely mess up the shaking hands with the right and taking the paper with the left, which is what we then used to do. Finally, there was only one woman ahead of me. I watched as she went onto the stage and she tripped on the stairs. Her hat came off, the gown billowed up, it was the whole shebang. And I've got to admit it, my first feeling was relief. Because chances were, if it had happened to her, it probably wasn't going to happen to me. My second feeling was something like fear, because it felt to me as if I had actually caused her to trip. I'd imagined it so hard, I'd made it happen. I'd like to say, if that woman happens to be in the audience today, I apologise. But in that moment, I saw the spooky power of the imagination. It may even be why I became a writer of fiction, what you might call a professional imaginer. I'm very glad none of you tripped today, but in a way, we're all here to pay tribute to what was happening in that moment. Today represents for all of you, as it did for me, the triumph of imagination. Now, imagination sounds like a rather touchy-feely sort of thing for the world you're going into, that very tough world. And arts graduates in particular sometimes have a hard time of it because our discipline doesn't seem relevant. To people who haven't grappled with it, it can look like a soft option. But by imagination, I do not mean gazing out the window with a goofy look on your face. Your degrees will open doors into careers that will be satisfying, fulfilling, and possibly even lucrative. But the greatest value of what's happened to you here over the last few years lies elsewhere. Einstein famously said that he didn't think he was particularly clever, it was just that he was curious about things. And he was acknowledging, by saying that, he was acknowledging the power of the imagination to look at the way things are and to imagine how they would look if you came at them differently. In a world that's changing as fast as ours is, refining your imagination is probably the most useful skill you can equip yourselves with. Because anything you might actually learn, any specific information, is probably going to be out of date by the time you've learned it. But your studies, whatever they were in specifics, have been a training in imagination, to how to use the only lever we have to snap apart the old set-in-stone stuff and see the world in new ways. You've had to activate your own imaginations to come to grips with the products of other people's imaginations, and you've given your own imaginations plenty of practice in the flexibility it takes to create new things in the world. You've learned how to see patterns in human behaviour, make connections across centuries, and come to grips with the exquisitely elaborate codes of human language. You know how to constructively deconstruct anything human beings have made and ask the most important questions about it. Who made this, and what were their motives? Equipped with those skills, you can tackle just about anything. There's another great thing you'll take with you into that great unknown future, and it's about what you now know about yourselves that you didn't know a couple of years ago. Today is about success, but for most of you, there's probably been a bit of failure in there too. Discouragement, self-doubt, despair, and panic. And I speak here of my feelings not just as a student, but as a writer. When you meet all these dark feelings of failure and doubt out there in the future, and I have to say you probably will, you'll be able to remember that you've met them here before and you've got on top of them. Failure has a bad name. We're taught to try and avoid it, and we try to cover it up if it happens to us. But actually, as the Chancellor referred to in her address, actually the most damaging thing in the world isn't failure, it's the fear of failure, because it stops us taking risks. Your training in imagination has given you the flexibility of mind to imagine those something else's, and that is priceless. Because if we can't imagine a different world, a better world, whatever that means to each one of us, then there's no way we'll ever be able to create one. You're sitting here among a crowd. You don't know most of them personally, but they're not strangers. You've shared an experience, a place, a moment in your lives, and it would be a lost opportunity not to remain part of that community. For practical reasons, of course, networking and all that stuff. But your fellows are always a kind of family, and this place is always a kind of home. Not that many places in the world are welcoming. Treasure your connections with this one. Every one of us is here today because other people have helped us get here. To help someone else get an education is one of the highest gifts of love and respect that one human being can give another. Thank you, all the mothers and fathers, the aunts and uncles, the guardians, the brothers and sisters. Thank you, all the people outside the family, your teachers, your friends, all the people who cared about you, who encouraged you, listened to you, gave you a talking to when you needed it. And I'd like to thank those who did that for me, my family, my friends, my colleagues, and the inspiring teachers I've been lucky enough to be changed by along the way. Their efforts are why I'm standing here today, receiving this very great honour, and I share that honour with them. On behalf of all those others, as well as myself, I thank the university for acknowledging all of us. So I very much hope that all of you will find your lives enriched by your studies, as mine has been. Congratulations, and all the very best for your promising futures.
Graduations are indeed among the most important occasions in the life of a university, and we are very fortunate at UTS to have some of the most distinguished members of our community speak to us on these occasions. Dr. Kate Grenville is a thinker and a storyteller who takes us into our past so that we can better shape our future. And she's reminded us that the purpose of today, a commencement, is about the future. She's asked us to harness the superpower of imagination, to be curious, to think differently, to see the world in new ways, and to learn from our failures so that we can stop fearing them. And importantly, the importance of connections with the community. I hope that these pieces of advice will shape your future careers as you head out in the world from today. Would you join me again in thanking Dr. Kate Grenville for this afternoon's occasional address?
Chancellor, guests and graduates, that occasional address concludes the formal proceedings of this ceremony. On behalf of the Chancellor, I invite you to join the official party for refreshments. These will be served in the Great Hall foyer and in the balcony room adjoining this hall. The photography, framing and memorabilia services are located on level 4, which is 1 floor below us. The academic procession is about to leave the Great Hall. As it does, I invite our new graduates to join the procession, which will end in the balcony room. Would the congregation please rise for the academic procession?